Previously, in Mahabharata, driven by envy of the Pandavas during their Vanavasa, Duryodhana, with Karna's counsel, secured Dhritarashtra's approval for the grand Ghoṣa Yātrā. Ignoring Vidura's warnings, the Kaurava host departed Hastinapura with chariots, elephants, cavalry, and cattle in an elaborate procession toward the Yamuna. After days of travel, the Kaurava host reached the grazing grounds along the Yamuna. Tents were pitched in neat rows, cattle herds enclosed within wooden barriers, and the royal pavilion stood at the camp's heart. The river shimmered nearby, marking the boundary between mortal territory and Gandharva lands. Across the river, celestial chariots drew near, led by Citraratha, chief of the Gandharvas. Their banners fluttered in the wind, weapons gleamed, and the sound of their conches echoed. The contrast between their divine presence and the mortal camp was unmistakable. Duryodhana ordered the Gandharvas to vacate the area, claiming the grounds for the Kaurava camp. When they refused, his voice sharpened into insults, dismissing their rights and mocking their presence, words that turned the meeting into a challenge. War cries erupted as Karna spurred his chariot forward, leading the Kaurava warriors. Arrows flew from both sides, celestial weapons countering mortal arms. The riverbank became a thunderous clash of chariots, hoofbeats, and steel. The Gandharva's skill proved overwhelming. Karna's bow was shattered by a divine shaft, his horses disabled, and his chariot overturned. Forced to retreat, he left the Kaurava lines exposed, and panic began to spread. With their lines broken, the Kaurava princes were surrounded. Duryodhana, his brothers, and many nobles were bound and taken prisoner by the Gandharvas. The humiliation was complete as their captors led them away from their own camp. The Gandharvas secured their captives in their camp and stationed guards along the river. The Kaurava tents stood abandoned, their banners drooping in silence. Without their leaders, the remaining soldiers could do nothing but wait in fear. A lone rider galloped through the forest to the Pandava camp. Breathless, he reported the capture of the Kaurava princes by the Gandharvas. Yudhiṣṭhira listened in silence, knowing the decision he faced would test both family loyalty and dharma.